So this is St Andrew's Kirk here in North Berwick. This is the porch. The rest of it used to be quite a lot bigger, but this is all that's left because a bunch of it collapsed into the sea in the 1600s. But it's here where it was claimed that a bunch of witches did some sort of ritual, some sort of sabbat, and basically the legend has it that they
dug up a corpse, chopped off its arms and legs, tied the severed limbs to a cat, and then threw the cat into the sea in order to cause a storm that would shipwreck and murder King James and his wife, Anne of Denmark.
King James VI was an avid witch hunter, witch finder. He wrote a book called Demonology, which was all about hunting witches and stuff like that. And this was largely due to the time that he spent in Denmark with his wife before they got married, because there were loads of witch trials going on in Europe at that time.
Now, some of the ways that were recommended for hunting witches during this time period included witch swimming, which was where you would tie the right thumb to the left thumb to the right foot, and toss your accused witch into the water. If they sink, they are innocent, but they probably drown, and if they float, they are a witch, since the water is holy and it has rejected them. You also had the prayer test. So at this time it was thought that witches were unable to speak scripture aloud, so accused witches were forced to recite sections from the Bible, usually the Lord's Prayer, without making any mistakes. While it might have just been a sign that they possibly weren't very good at reading, or they were very anxious because they were being accused as a witch, any mistakes were viewed as proof that she was in league with the devil. Another very odd way of finding a witch was to use a witch cake. Now this was used to identify those suspected of sorcery, specifically in the cases of mysterious illnesses or possession. Witchfinders would take some of the victim's pee, mix it with rye meal and ashes and bake it into a cake. Sounds delicious. This was then fed to a dog, which was thought to be the familiars or the animal helpers of witches, in the hopes that the creature would fall under its spell and reveal the name of the guilty party. Witch hunters would often strip the accused and have the public examined for signs of the devil's mark, usually a birthmark, mole or blemish they were said to receive upon making their pact with Satan. This devil's mark could apparently change shape and colour and was thought to be impervious to pain. Sometimes the witchfinders would also search for an extra nipple, said to be used to feed the witch's familiars. If witch hunters struggled to find an obvious devil's mark, they might resort to something called pricking as a means of proof. Examiners used specifically designed needles to stab and prick at the accused person's skin until they found a spot that produced the desired results.
And many of the women who, you know how witch trials go, people just accuse each other and it just goes on and on.
As people are forced to confess due to being tortured. And these women
were actually taken to Edinburgh and put on trial for trying to basically, apparently, kill the king, and executed for witchcraft, which is obviously a terrible thing. Although I was saying earlier, if you can imagine, this place is so wild and rugged and has so much history to it that you could definitely see on a dark, stormy night people who are having this culture of fear about witches and demons and stuff coming to get them by the church could definitely think that they saw something or imagine they saw something happening out here.